It is an opportunity to learn, to inspire, and to be inspired. Over these 2 days, we'll engage with experts, participate in insightful discussions, and immerse ourselves in cutting-edge knowledge that will empower us to drive change and innovation in the world of finance and beyond. To begin the event formally, I invite the following dignitaries to occupy their seats on the dais. May I request C.A. Rupesh Rajagopal, Conference Coordinator and Chairman, Ernakulam branch of SICASA of ICAI. May I request C.A. Salim A., Conference Coordinator and Chairman, Ernakulam branch of SIRC of ICAI, to escort C.A. Narmada Nayak, representing the Board of Studies ICAI, to the dais. C.A. Sri Priya Kumar, Central Council Member and Conference Director, to the dais. I request Mr. Bamsin Saman, Vice Chairman, Ernakulam branch of SICASA of ICAI, to accompany the dignitaries on the dais.
A warm good morning to all, and welcome to this 2-day session, EKATVA, a mega conference hosted by Board of Studies of the Institute and hosted by the Ernakulam branch of SIRC of ICAI and the Ernakulam branch of SICASA of ICAI. Today morning when I was coming, last few weeks have been kind of hectic for us. Organizing meeting forms, meeting chartered accountants, meeting students, getting the speakers ready. And I was just thinking what I would talk today coming here, because I couldn't prepare a proper welcome speech. So one thing that came to my mind was our life and our prayers become like a bank account. Do your all good deeds and it gets accounted and credited to you. And chief guest also being a banker, I thought it relates more. And you withdraw it whenever necessary. If you see, today we don't have any rains. The last couple of days it's been really raining and we were tense, saying whether how do we do the programs, how do we get the students in place and all that. So God has been very merciful on us, saying that things went off well and we don't have any rains today. So without much ado, let me get on to my duty. Today we have amidst us, one of the most respected professionals in the banking industry, the Managing Director and CEO of Federal Bank, Sri Shyam Srinivasan. I have met him a few times, otherwise at multiple places, and in fact, my ex-boss and Mr. Shyam used to work together in Standard Chartered. So we used to have that connect. So thank you, sir. Amidst your busy schedule and being a June quarter end, I know how busy you would be. In spite of that, you are here. Thank you so much for being with us. Most welcome to this event. Talking about our conference director, our beloved Sri Priya ma'am. Sri Priya ma'am says, "Romba overa pesada, konja adaki vase." So, madam, in fact, she has given us a very free hand. She said, "You guys plan and execute. I will approve. I know you guys will do well." And she's always been a strength, whether it is infrastructure at the institute, whether it is SICASA program. You've always been a great help, ma'am. Thank you so much, and most welcome to this function. Representing the Board of Studies today, we have CA Namrata Naik, representing Adukia sir and Pachulda sir, both of them are travelling. So Namrata ma'am has been very kind and polite to grace this occasion with us. Thank you so much ma'am, thank you for being with us. And CA Salim, our pillar of strength at any point of time. You know, anything that we want to fall back on, the chairman of the branch, he has been there with us. You know, shoulder to shoulder, sharing responsibilities, being with us. And thank you so much, Salim sir. Jose sir and all the other members, all the other chartered accountants and student members, thank you for being here. And last but not the least, I have with me Bamshan Saman, who is the Vice Chairman for SICASA on dais. He is being my right hand, left hand, he's been the strength, who has been playing all the things which is executed today. Thank you Mr. Bamshan for being there, and all my core committee members. Put a great hand for you. We have 750 registrations and we are looking at a spot of another 150. We have done it in a national style. Fantastic effort. Thank you. And I missed out. Ashil is here. My other managing committee members will also be joining. Thank you all, and welcome once again.
Upgraded to presidential address, but it feels nice. To Mr. Shyam Srinivasan, a very, very exemplary banker and our distinguished chief guest for this morning, CA Salim, whom I've had the pleasure and privilege of working very closely with this year. We often have each other's backs. And Rupesh, who's become a very good friend after all the work that we've done together. CA Namrata Naik, who's here from the Board of Studies. CA Babu Abraham sir, CA Vivek Krishna Govind sir, Mr. Jose, and a special kudos to Bamsil and his team for putting this together. So here's a very hearty good morning to all of you. The first good news is I'm not going to speak for very long, just about 3 minutes, and hope to have you hear more of the chief guest and the events for the day. What I found really nice about this conference was this attention to detail. I think this is the classiest brochure I've ever seen in ICAI. So much so I've decided to hire the kid who did it for my own work. And today what you see in terms of an attendance of 750 plus another 150 coming is the power of EKATVA. EKATVA is not just oneness with God, but it's also oneness of thought. If all of us work towards something common as a goal, this is what a conference can do, and this is what the numbers you get, and it's come out so well. And I think we ought to start with a huge round of applause to the organizers. And I must confess that the nicest thing I have done to this conference is by not interfering in it. So every time the branch calls me and says, you're the coordinator, I keep telling them, great job, just go ahead and do it, we trust you. And they are also very, very eminent chartered accountants who have put in their time. The second thing I notice about EKATVA, this conference, is the confluence of topics. I think we've got it all covered. It's very, very comprehensive. starts with what's the new age rage, which is artificial intelligence, the risks associated. We've got motivational sessions. We've got door to endless opportunities by Mr. Vivek Krishna Govind. Very interestingly, we have a session on what the industry expects of you. And what do I normally call the audience? They call FCAs. Any idea what an FCA is? Okay, can be slightly louder, no? What is it? It's a future chartered accountant. Can you repeat after me at least? Anyone done breakfast? Anyone's done breakfast? Not done breakfast? Have you eaten breakfast? Slightly louder? You can't have such a small welcome for Mr. Sham here. So can I hear a huge round of yes? No, I can hear more women actually. That's very nice. So that's the second thing that I very interestingly notice about this conference is I think the themes are very well picked. And I'm also very happy to see this full hall and hope that it will continue through the day. So I'm actually going to end my speech with a very small story. A story which actually matches with the theme of this conference, which is EKATVA. EKATVA in a very different meaning also means integrity. Do you know what integrity is? You all know what honesty is? What is honesty's proverb? Best policy. Slightly, I feel you must wake up a little more. So this is a story on integrity. And in the next 5 years, everybody will tell you one thing. They will tell you with artificial intelligence coming, there will be no need for chartered accountants. With accounts getting automated, there will be no need for chartered accountants. So every time you will keep hearing this, but it's not true at all. Because nothing can substitute for human intuition, however intelligent AI becomes over a period of time. Now this is a very old story, and it's a story on the evolution of corruption. It's from the Rigveda times. Okay, you can smile because it's a slightly funny story. Okay, yes? Smile? Yeah, okay. So it was the Vedic times and there were only the Devas and the Asuras. Right? You know who the Devas are, right? The gods, and the Asuras were the demons. And they used to fight every day. And this particular, they'll fight Monday through Saturday, Sunday is break, then Monday morning they start fighting again. This particular Monday, it was Shiva versus the Asuras. Shiva is leading the army of the gods. So Indra, who's also a god, is very upset. He says, Shiva is becoming very popular, I don't like it. This is like match fixing, correct? Your own team, you don't like somebody. So there's a little termite that is walking. So he calls the termite. You know what a termite is? White ant. What do you call it in Malayalam? In Tamil it's called Karayan. Okay? So he calls the termite and says, please help me to defeat Shiva. Termite says, what is this? He's your friend. You're asking me to defeat him. He says, okay, I am so small. What do you want me to do? He says, very simple. When Shiva is putting his bow and drawing his bow, you please bite off the string. So Shiva will get defeated, right? Understood till now? Yeah. So for which the termite says, okay, what will you give me? Correct? He says, I will do this, but what will you give me? And apparently it asks in Sanskrit, Ka Dakshina, which means, what will you pay me? So Indra says, okay buddy, until there is wood and water on this earth, the termite will be there. Which is why when you do pest control in your house and you send all the termites out, they go to your neighbor's house for 4 years and then come back to you. And he says, as a tribe you will be immortal. This, ladies and gentlemen, is supposed to be the story of evolution of corruption. Meaning, until there is wood and water in this earth, corruption will always be there. Which means, There will be things going wrong, there will be things getting gamed, there will be people wanting to present financial statements unfairly, which means there will always be an auditor. Remember just one thing for the rest of your lives, it's not all this AI, becoming great, becoming C, whatever, FO. I'm sure most of you would even become parliamentarians. Why do we even set our thoughts lower? I think I want you to remember that, and people will often keep talking of professional ethics. They'll say professional ethics. Is there anything called as professional ethics? Nothing. All ethics is personal. It's wired between your head and your heart. And if I have just one wish for this entire fraternity, it's for each of us to uphold the highest standards of ethics in whatever you do. Whatever. For all that you know, a couple of people here might choose to become the best actors in the world, in which case, do that in the most ethical manner. So thank you very, very much, and wishing this conference a rocking success. Thank you.
All my students, it is my profound honor to welcome you all to the EKATVA, Unifying Visions, Empowering Future. Today, we gather in a celebration of knowledge and a collection of ideas and the festives of future possibilities as we host around 750 brilliant minds from the field of chartered accountancy. We are privileged to have with us Mr. Shyam Srinivasan, Managing Director of Federal Bank, as our esteemed chief guest. His visionary leadership and profound insight in the banking sector have been inspirational. We are also graced by the presence of Sri Priya Madam, our esteemed Program Director and a member of the Central Council member, whose guidance and dedications have shaped the context of our profession. And also we have our own Babu sir. Earlier he was a Board of Studies. And also we have Namrata Naik representing Board of Studies. And today and tomorrow, we will delve into an array of topics that bridge the gap between traditional practice and innovative technologies. And hearing a lot of motivational speeches, and I hope will inspire and challenge you. And conclude with the cultural program that celebrates our diverse talents. This conference is not just an academic exercise, it's a stepping stone for you, the students, to enhance your knowledge, network with the peers and the professionals, and prepare yourself as the next leaders of this prestigious profession. Let us all make the most of the wonderful opportunity. May the sessions enlighten you, the discussion engage you, and the outcomes empower you. I also congratulate Rubesh and team for the wonderful organization and registration we got. And he had the bad time last week. He lost his father, even though he worked hard to get this much registration. Congratulations. Thank you, and let's look forward to enriching, enjoyable conferences. Thank you so much.
A very warm welcome to all of you. It's so good to see so many young future chartered accountants. I call you all, like as ma'am said, FCA is a future chartered accountant. So from today onwards, please put these two letters in front of your name, right? CA followed by your name, and have it at your study desk. So you should start visualizing yourself as chartered accountants, and you'll see that in 2-3 years, whatever stage of the course you are in, you will become a very good chartered accountant. So make it a point to add a CA and keep the name plate at your study table from today. Okay? Just to talk about today's theme, right? So what do you mean by EKATVA? So I was just Googling to make it a very comprehensive thing. So divine consciousness. So it is all about divine consciousness and transformation. So transformation from what we are today and what we were yesterday to what we become today. So that is important. What we become today and now onwards. So this is the journey that we should aspire for. Forget the past. Take the learnings from the past and aspire to become the new you. It's just like a metamorphosis that we see. We see the butterfly's metamorphosis of the butterfly, isn't it? So it sheds its the earlier form. So it's a small caterpillar, then it becomes a hard pupa, then it breaks its shell. So, and when it is very low lying, in that shell, it becomes very, very strong. So what happens if you break the shell at a very early stage of the butterfly's life cycle? Do you know what happens? What happens? Anybody from the audience? Okay, I'll tell you. So the butterfly needs to be in the shell before it actually spreads its wings. So the wings become very strong. So our course is also something like that. You may feel that, okay, it's very slow. My friends have become, engineers. My friends have got onto a job. I am doing this. I'm still doing my articleship, or I'm just doing my studies even now. But this is a process of transformation. So we have to put ourselves through this process to become very wise, knowledgeable chartered accountants who are in the service of the nation. So as our President, Madam Murmu also says, that we are the pillars of the economy. So our Prime Minister also has told that chartered accountant's signature has a lot of importance, and it's more powerful than the signature of the Prime Minister also. So let us take pride that we are in this field of chartered accountancy. Yes, the journey may be a little challenging, but the fruits are very, very delicious, I can say, the fruits, right? So we become great professionals, and you also see many great people sitting on the platform. So we were all on the other side of the stage, right, at a point in time. And what is it that brings us here? So it's only knowledge, okay? And it's only the commitment to the degree. It's the readiness to, put ourselves through the process of transformation. So I thank you for greeting me here, and many congratulations to the SICASA and SIRC of Ernakulam. And we will have many more engaging sessions during the day, and I will also engage with you on a talk. So looking forward to a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Morning, everybody. Can I request those lights on? And I can't see anybody in the audience. Is it possible to switch on the lights or dim these lights? That's a lot better. At least I know I'm talking to some people rather than a blank hall. Morning, everybody. And, you've heard a bunch of erudite chartered accountants. I'm the only non-chartered accountant in this platform, right? So I'm quite nervous. I have this soft corner for CAs. So anytime any CA community calls me for a program, I show up. In the bank, we have maybe over 200 people who've done the profession and working in different streams. So we genuinely believe that chartered accountants are, worth their weight in gold. So I hope each one of you will grow up to becoming very successful. And I can see 2-3 of these friends of mine in the audience who are eminent CAs, and somehow they find time to give to the community. And that's something that I truly admire with what you do. Wonderful stuff. I actually didn't want to deliver a speech, and that was the contract I had with the organizers, but they said I should speak for a few minutes. So I'll just do that and then go back to talking to you guys through a panel or through a fireside chat. When I look at a bunch of youngsters, I'm obviously tempted to give some kind of advice and recommendations, if you will, on what the future holds. And I think Sri Priya spoke about, and I tend to agree, this whole thing about artificial intelligence will take away your lives, will change jobs, will change narratives. I think, I don't know, true or false, it's hard to tell, and I don't even want to dwell on that. I'll just leave you with 3 or 4 themes I believe will last each one of you in your careers, whichever way you take, whether it's the accounting profession or you're going to become business analysts, business managers, or some of you could become even successful CEOs and entrepreneurs, whichever area you choose. I think there's some fundamental principles that I'd encourage all of you to think about. First thing I want to suggest to you all is we are in a world where information is an overdose. There's an overdose of information, overload of information, right? The beauty of information is it's available to everybody. But the interpretation of that information is insight, which is where you step in. Your individual ability to analyze and don't be carried away by content as much as you're able to analyze and interpret and make an insight. So I would say the first theme I'd ask all of you to consider and think about, in this world of information overload, information is nothing, insight is everything. So think about how you will process information, gain insight, and make that effective. And if you've got insight, then you need the ability to have curiosity. Right? You need the ability to be curious about stuff. And as you set out in your careers, I would encourage all of you to be curious and courageous about your thoughts. It is natural in any organization which has a hierarchy, your thoughts and your curiosity may be sort of buried down under. And that's where your personal ability to ensure that you're heard and your thoughts are heard and your ability to synthesize, process information and be curious about it is something is important. And that's where I lead to the next theme about sincerity of purpose and authenticity. If all of you are trying to be somebody else, you're not being yourself. Being authentic is important. You have to make sure that your signature, I think I heard C.A. Namrata talk about how your signature is even more important than the Prime Minister. I think that signature is your calling card. It's about how authentic you are. So if you've heard me talk about insights, being curious and authentic, the last thought I'd leave with you is have the power to imagine the future. Right? Write your future. Write your 2025 version, 2030 version, write your 2035 version, imagine and walk towards it. And if you keep your authenticity and your curiosity and your insights intact, you will find that ICAI, which is all of you are trying to be, insight, curious, authentic, and imagine, you'll be very successful chartered accountants. God bless. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi. Morning all. Honorable Chief Guest of the Day, Mr. Shyam Srinivasan, CEO and MD of Federal Bank Limited, Honorable Conference Director and Central Council Member of ICAI, CA Sri Priya Kumar Ma'am, respected Representative of Board of Studies of ICAI, CA Namrata Naik Ma'am, respected Chairman of Ernakulam branch of SICASA of ICAI, CA Serene Sir, respected Chairman of Ernakulam branch of SICASA of ICAI, CA Rubesh Sir, and Babu Sir, Vivek Sir, Jose Sir, Ashil Sir, Tony Sir, and all other dignitaries on and off the dais. And obviously, like I always say, my dear diamond pillars of Ernakulam SICASA. Today, while I am standing here in front of you people, I am a bit nervous actually, but at the same time, I am very happy and proud. Because 2 years back, I was just sitting here, like each one of you as a participant viewer. And the last year, I was there with the organizing committee. And this year, I am here as the Vice Chairman of Ernakulam branch of SICASA. This gives me much motivation for my entire life. The things that SICASA offered to me is very much large. So the thing that I also wanted to convey to you people is, be with SICASA. It will give you much values for your life, entire life, as a person, personal life, and obviously for your profession. So be with SICASA. And talking about the conference, many of our students were behind it for a long time. So their efforts was tremendous actually, and your efforts were not just efforts, that will always give value. And I will ensure that be with us and we can make that, the SICASA into the hail of realms together. And by that, I'm just coming to the duty which is laid upon me, which is to deliver the vote of thanks for the conference. First of all, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the chief guest of the day, Mr. Shyam Srinivasan. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your presence. Your presence has added much value to our program. Thank you, sir. Next, our conference director, Sri Priya ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for being here. Talking about her, I know most of our students are familiar with her. She was here with us in the June first week for the mini marathon. Almost 100 students were just there for the mini marathon, and she was there. She just flagged off for the event. And thank you, ma'am, for being our conference director. And obviously, the representative from BOS, she's also having an interactive session after this session. Namrata ma'am, thank you, ma'am, for your presence. Next, the chairman of Ernakulam branch of SICASA of ICAI, C.S. Salim sir. Thank you, sir. He was just, he were with us for the firm visits and all from the beginning. So thank you, sir, for being here. And obviously, my chairman, Dubey sir, just told me that I'm just old school guy. And but actually, when I am I closely interviewed with him, I just got a feel that he's a man with age of 40s and energy and enthusiasm of 20s. It's extremely like that. Because, he was just going through a tough period of time, and he was just like, can we just keep to the good part? Obviously like that. He was, without him, it will be very much difficult for us. So thank you, sir, for being here. And our managing committee members, Joe sir, Tony sir, and all, and our Babu sir, Vivek sir, Ashil sir, thank you all, and all other dignitaries, thank you for your presence, and all other students, especially I have to mention two people here, Uwais and Dekwan. Just told them, they were behind the designing part, posters and all. Ma'am just mentioned about it, and it is just tremendous work. These guys were just having no sleep for those last 2 weeks and all. And good work, man. So, and obviously my core committee and my volunteers and my students, thank you all. Thank you all for being here. And let's together rock for this year and be with SICASA. Thank you.
Of ICAI and Ernakulam branch of SICASA of ICAI. This will be followed by a fireside meeting with our chief guest, Sri Shyam Srinivasan, Managing Director and CEO of the Federal Bank Limited. Everybody kindly rise for the national anthem.
Janagana mana adhinayaka jaya hai, Bharat bhagya vidhata. Punjab, Sindh, Gujarat, Maratha, Dravida, Utkala, Vanga. विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे